The ongoing exploration of prehistoric cave art continues to mesmerize researchers, constantly reshaping our understanding of early human societies in powerful and unexpected ways. Each new discovery acts like a portal into the minds and lives of our distant ancestors, revealing layers of artistic vision, spiritual depth, and social complexity. These works aren't just remnants of the past. They are echoes of a creative consciousness that was already thriving thousands of years ago. A remarkable breakthrough came from Sulawesi Island in Indonesia, where researchers uncovered what may be the oldest known example of visual storytelling. This ancient depiction of a hunting scene features figures that resemble humans interacting with native animals. But beyond their visual appeal, these images point to a profound cognitive shift. They suggest that early humans were already capable of constructing narratives, using symbolism, and engaging with the world in abstract, meaningful ways. The figures seem more than hunters. They appear as actors in a story, expressing emotion, intention, and perhaps even myth, highlighting a leap in both imagination and communication. These insights aren't isolated to one location. Prehistoric art has surfaced across continents, providing a global view into how our ancestors worshipped, organized their communities, and connected with the natural world. In Bulgaria, the walls of the Magura cave are covered with images of deer, goats, and long-extinct creatures like the woolly rhinoceros. Rendered in red, black, and white pigments, these animals are not merely drawn, but animated with deliberate attention to movement and form. Such craftsmanship transforms them into more than images. They become records of the environment and its significance to those who lived alongside it. The artworks not only show what animals were present, but also hint at how humans viewed them, possibly as spiritual beings, sources of sustenance, or symbols in rituals. Meanwhile, discoveries in Spain have revolutionized long-held ideas about the intellectual capabilities of Neanderthals. In caves like La Pasiega, researchers found paintings dating back more than 64,000 years, predating the arrival of Homo sapiens in Europe. These seemingly simple marks and symbols reveal that Neanderthals engaged in symbolic thought and abstract communication. Far from being primitive brutes, they too left behind cultural expressions that complicate our understanding of intelligence and creativity in human evolution. These findings force a reconsideration of the mental sophistication once thought exclusive to modern humans. In France, the Chauvet Cave has offered another extraordinary view into the past. The cave's walls display dynamic images of Ice Age, animals, lions, horses, mammoths, that appear to move thanks to the use of overlapping limbs and shifting poses. These early attempts at suggesting motion reveal astonishing artistic skill and possibly a desire to capture not just what was seen, but what was felt or believed. The energy in these images may reflect more than artistic flair. It may represent reverence, cosmological beliefs, or ritualistic importance attributed to these animals. Over in Argentina, the Cave of Hands presents one of the earliest known examples of stencil art. These handprints, made by blowing pigment over outstretched fingers, are often found alongside hunting scenes, but they seem to transcend individual self-expression. These were likely communal efforts, signs of group identity, presence, and perhaps even spiritual invocation. Their purpose might have included territory marking or unifying a community under shared symbols and beliefs. The technique itself displays a refined grasp of artistic execution and a drive to leave a permanent mark in an impermanent world. In India, the Bhimbetka rock shelters offer a sweeping visual archive of human expression that stretches over tens of thousands of years. The evolution is visible. Early depictions of animals and hunting give way to abstract motifs and geometric designs. This progression mirrors the development of human cognition, spirituality, and societal structure. These shelters weren't just homes. They were hubs of education, storytelling, and ceremony, where the art served as a crucial medium of cultural transmission and collective memory. Brazil's Serra da Capivara National Park is home to another astounding collection: over 30,000 rock paintings, some estimated to be 20,000 years old. These images do more than document daily life. They hint at a sophisticated awareness of the cosmos and human connection to it. One figure appears to gaze skyward, suggesting early astronomical curiosity or spiritual reflection tied to celestial movements. These paintings weave stories that include not just the land and its creatures, but also the skies and the unseen forces thought to influence them. Portable art offers another fascinating angle. Small engraved stones found in the Nilgiri Hills and other remote areas carry complex patterns and motifs, and because they are transportable, they speak to the mobility of ideas. These artifacts weren't fixed to cave walls. They moved with people, suggesting a form of shared symbolism or belief system that traveled across large distances. The repetition of similar motifs across wide regions hints at ancient networks of communication and cultural continuity, perhaps even early forms of trade or mutual understanding among dispersed groups. As threats like climate change, tourism, and vandalism endanger these ancient treasures, preservation has become more critical than ever. In France, access to the Chauvet Cave is now restricted to prevent damage, with a full-scale replica built for education and research. Inside, the paintings of bison, ibex, and other animals reveal a level of technical skill and emotional insight that's still breathtaking today. The artists demonstrated an understanding of perspective, movement, and expression that continues to astonish modern viewers. Spain's El Castillo Cave also houses remarkable works, including red discs and stenciled handprints that date back over 40,000 years. These primitive yet powerful symbols have endured across millennia, reminding us that the desire to create and to communicate has always been central to the human experience. Viewed together, these discoveries form a rich mosaic of prehistoric life, revealing that early humans were more than just survivors. They were thinkers, dreamers, and storytellers whose creativity and depth resonate even now. Each cave painting, handprint, and engraving offers a glimpse into a mind reaching out, across time. These were not decorations for decoration's sake. They were profound expressions of identity, belief, and memory. Through these works, we connect with people who lived tens of thousands of years ago, recognizing that the impulse to interpret the world through symbols and stories is as ancient as humanity itself. Art was never a luxury. It was a necessity. One of the earliest ways our ancestors made sense of their world and their place within it. These creations show that art transcends time and geography. They are not just archaeological data points. They are living narratives, carved and painted with purpose. They remind us that even in the earliest chapters of human history, creativity was central to the human spirit. The cave walls, the pigment, the etched stone, they are messages from the dawn of consciousness, connecting us through shared imagination and expression. And as researchers continue to make new discoveries, our understanding only deepens. These ancient pieces don't just inform us about hunting methods or environmental conditions. They offer insight into inner lives, hopes, fears, dreams, and beliefs. Every new site is a reminder that the drive to create and to tell stories spans species, continents, and eras. The prehistoric artist didn't just draw what was seen, they drew what was felt, imagined, revered. Their art becomes a window into the symbolic mind, marking the transition from instinctual survival to intentional meaning-making. Creating a bison in motion, painting a half-human, half-animal figure, or carefully stenciling a hand. These weren't casual acts. They reflected language, abstract thought, and social connection. Many of these works lie deep within caves, far from sunlight, suggesting that the process itself was sacred. The act of entering the earth to leave behind a mark may have been a rite, a ritual, a spiritual communion with forces beyond the visible world. Recurring symbols, spirals, dots, zigzags, appear across different continents, hinting at shared mythologies or universal concepts. The consistent focus on large animals like bison, mammoths, and lions across cultures and regions points to the spiritual weight these creatures held. They were not just prey. They were powerful figures in the symbolic and mythological framework of prehistoric societies. Anthropologists often propose that cave art played a role in what's called hunting magic, the belief that depicting an animal in art could influence the success of a hunt. This idea finds support in shamanistic traditions that have survived into recent times, where rituals often involve mimicry, songs, and drawings to connect with animal spirits. In such societies, the artist wasn't merely an observer. They were a participant in the spiritual life of the group, perhaps even a guide or mediator between worlds. Some of the most intriguing images feature beings that are part human, part animal. These therianthropes may have represented shamans in trance, deities, or mythical beings from oral traditions long lost to us. Their presence in cave art, from Africa to Europe, suggests a broad spiritual worldview in which human identity was deeply entangled with the animal realm, not just in ecology, but in cosmology.